in order to play the bones, it's necessary to know three fundamental things. The first one is how to hold the bones. And this is the way it looks when you're holding the bones the right way. The next thing that's important to know is this little staccato tap, which is as simple as that. And the third thing is a triplet, which is but with the triplet, what we do is play a series of those, which gives us something if I can make it. That's a series of triplets. Probably the most critical part of this whole thing is the holding of the bones. And first of all, you have to notice that one of the bones is anchored to my hand and doesn't move, and the other one is locked in there so that it can flop over and hit this bone. Now, the bone that is the anvil bone goes in between the index finger and the middle finger, and with your middle finger, you press the bone into that pad at the base of your thumb so that that's locked right in there. And with your thumb, reach across the bone and touch the knuckle of your middle finger so that that bone is really in there. Now, the index finger, you're going to think is a little awkward having out like this, but we use the index finger for something else, and so we just keep it out there. This other bone goes in between the ring finger and the middle finger, and it's locked in place by pressing over the pad between your ring finger and your middle finger with your ring finger, so that the bone is, this is the bone that moves, and it's just held in place. You'll see when I move this, it moves my ring finger. So when we get the other bone in place and hold the bones up like this, and with a relaxed movement like using a fly swatter, the bone that is the anvil bone moves with your hand, and the other bone just kind of whiplashes against it. Now that we know how to hold the bones, let's try the tap. And the tap is done by keeping the arm relaxed and moving the hands pretty much like you use a fly swatter to get a fly out there. But you'll notice when I do this slowly that the one bone that's locked in place doesn't move. It just moves with the hand, and the other bone, you can see how it just comes over and taps the stationary bone, just like that. Just as simple as that. It isn't this kind of a motion. It's kind of like a fly swatter motion. Now, the next thing is this triplet. And your arm has to be very relaxed to do the triplet. And you start out with the bones in this position and then pull them across like that. So you can see if instead of just having one triplet, we do a series of them. We get something that sounds like that. And so we have how to hold the bones, how to do this, and how to do this, and how to do that. And knowing those three things, you can launch off and do all kinds of things with the bones. Okay, so now let's practice our roll. Now you'll notice that the ends of the bones, the lower ends of the bones, sit still at the center of the circle that my index finger is drawing. And that gets away from this kind of thing. Your arm has to be very relaxed. Notice that my elbow is moving. The ends of the bones are still sitting at the center of the circle. My index finger is drawing the circumference of the circle. In order to play the bones, we have to have a pair of bones in each hand. And when we have a pair of bones in each hand and do this staccato tap, it looks like this. Now we're going to do the roll with two hands, and it looks like and then you speed it up and it looks like this. Now, but we don't always do the same thing with both hands. We get into sometimes places where the music suggests this kind of texture, where we do 3 taps with one hand against 2 with the other, and it looks like Now, sometimes the music suggests that instead of doing just a straight roll, we do rolls with accents, and that sounds like this. Now sometimes when we're doing a roll, the accents fall into the category of syncopated rolls. And so we have something that looks like this. Okay, so now we're going to do what we get in, what the music suggests sometimes is a roll with a tap on the side. And this is what that begins to sound like. There's the roll. Sometimes the music suggests something like this, which is 4 taps and a beat after them, and it goes.